This is a true story, and I apologize for everything you're about to hear, because you will never unhear it. So if you need a theme for your music, there you go. So when I was in high school, I never had a long-term relationship. And by long-term relationship, I mean I never had a boyfriend. And when I got into college, I was very excited about this prospect of having a man. And I set my sights, I found one, I set my sights on the most emotionally unavailable man I could find, and I went after him. And his name was Doug. And I was into Doug, and we both worked at the music department in the student work program, and I got to learn a lot about Doug because he was going through this very bad breakup, and I would console him through it, and I would listen, and through this I got to develop this really big crush on him, but I kept it to myself. And one day Doug and I were walking, and he goes, "Oh, Leslie, did I tell you what the guys on my floor did to me?" And I go, "No, what did the guys on your floor do to you?" And he goes, "Well, you know I like to sleep naked." And I was like, "I do now." And he goes, "Well, I got into bed, and I felt this lump next to me under my sheets. So I got up, turned on the lights, and there in my bed was a dead pigeon." Just as I was about to say, "That's jacked up," he goes, "Isn't that hilarious? I love those guys!" Now, I don't know what malfunction took place in my brain, but in the split second when he said that, my brain left my body, took a little business meeting with Kevin Spacey's character from the movie Seven, and then they called in the nihilist from The Big Lebowski, and they all had this little meeting, and they came up with this great game plan, which was, "Leslie, if he loves those guys that much for putting a dead pigeon in his bed, wait for it, how much will he love you if you send him dead animals through the campus post office?" Yes! It's an amazing idea. That's what I should do. And that's what I did. And you know, it's funny, if you've read The Secret, you've heard the phrase, when you make up your mind to do something, the universe comes to your aid. It's true. Everywhere I look, dead sparrow, robin, maggots eating it, like roadkill. Everywhere I look, I was like, it's a sign. Like, we're going to have babies and have equally maladjusted children. So what I would do is I would make a mental note of where these dead birds were during the day, because you can't do it during the day, that's creepy. I would come out at night with a Ziploc bag, put the dead bird into the bag, zip it up, bring it up to my dorm room, and then once I was in my dorm room, I was like, I can't keep it here, that's crazy. So then I would walk it down the hallway to the communal dorm freezer, put it in the freezer, freeze it overnight, in the morning take it out, wrap it up, send it anonymously through the campus post office where it would thaw in his mailbox. So I do a couple of these, and he finally starts saying something to me like, "I'm getting dead birds in the mail." To which I say, "Ha, that's crazy, but I bet you love it." And he was like, "It's a little weird." And then, like, to spice it up every once in a while, like, I would, if I saw, like, a roadkill squirrel, I would put it in a pizza box and, like, pay some kid to, like, just deliver it, which only costs $1 when you're in college, because that's, like, a week of ramen. Like, it's super cheap. So, at the time, we had a very large group of mutual friends, and we were going on this spring break trip to Montana. And I was telling my friend, and I was like, "Oh, you know, I've been wooing Doug, and, you know, I've really put the moves on him, you know, I think this is going to be the trip." And she goes, "Oh, no, 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 no. We're dropping him off in Wyoming. He has family there." And it was instantly like the air out of the blue, like, all my plans. And I was like, okay, I guess I have to go to plan B, which is like, let him touch my boob in the van, fine, whatever. And then, so the day comes where we're packing, we're loading up the van, and just as we're about to leave, Doug comes up to me and he goes, "I know you're sending me dead birds in the mail." To which I'm like, "That's crazy talk." And then he goes, do you want to come to Wyoming with me? What? Fuck yeah! Yeah, I'm going to Wyoming. It worked! Hell yeah, I'm going to Wyoming. We went to Wyoming. We had a great spring break. We made out like crazy. And I was like, I have a boyfriend now. We come back, and we get back to school, and I was like, oh, this is how relationships are made. You just send dead shit, and then you love someone. So, but when we got back, things changed. Like, he wasn't returning my calls. He wasn't working in the music office the same hours. And I was like, what? In the time where, like, we had this great break and came back, like, what went wrong? Like, I can see the dead animals being a deal breaker, like, totally, but, like, that got me here. And so I was like, I'm going to confront him like an angry woman. That'll work out. So I went to the music office, and I opened the door, and no one's there, and I turn to leave, and I hear noises coming from the utility closet. And like, this is the part, if it was a horror movie, like you see the stupid cheerleader like going towards the room with the chainsaw noise, and you're like, why? Why? Nothing good is going to come. And I heard these noises, but I was like, it's in the script, I have to go. So I go, and I open the door, and there is Doug, and the ex-girlfriend that I consoled him through the breakup through, making out. And because I'm a girl with high self-esteem, I said, oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. Close the door so they can finish, leave. And then, like, days go by, I don't hear anything. Finally, he, like, talks to me, and at insult to injury, he goes, well, you and I were never technically together. So, on top of that shit pile, I get this lovely notice from my university, which is I have to do summer school to graduate. So summer comes, I'm moving into my new dorm room, I'm unpacking, and the door opens, and I turn to greet my new roommate, and I don't have to say hello, I already know her. It's the ex-girlfriend that was making out with him. Just as I'm about to like just kick her like square in the vag, she goes, stop, I'm sorry, it was a mistake, he's a jerk, let's just talk about it. I'm in summer school, I have nothing else to do but talk, like, that's all I have time to do. So like, alright, we have this very like nice like Lifetime for Women moment where like we hash it out, it's fine. And we actually end up becoming really great friends. We're still Facebook friends to this day, you know, I did not get my guy, my long-term relationship. I did get the girl, however, which in the end I feel like that's not half bad. So thank you.